Hector Hugh Munro was an Elizabethan English author. He wrote under the names H. Munro and the pen name Saki. One of his short stories is often required reading for some English literature courses. The story, The Interlopers, takes place in the Carpathian Mountains. Two families have disputed the ownership and the control of some wooded lands for years. It's evolved into a bitter feud. The heads of each family and the principal characters of the story, Ulrich and George, set out with hunting parties. They each plan to locate and kill the other man to put an end to the feud. A heavy snowstorm comes to the mountains, and George and Ulrich separate from their search party, eventually encountering each other in the disputed forest. As they raise their rifles, a nearby tree is overcome by the weight of the snow. The tree collapses, pinning the two opponents face to face on the ground. Today, we celebrate Palm Sunday. The readings invite us to imagine the events that occur around the passion and death of Christ. Today, we participate in the solemn entrance procession at the beginning of Mass. We imagine being with the gathering of disciples. They announce Jesus' triumphal entrance into Jerusalem. They proclaim the coming of the Messiah to the people, while the crowds stand on the roadsides, taking in the scene with wonder, curiosity, and awe. In Jerusalem, there are those who are not happy. They hear that this Jesus is coming into the city. He is a troublemaker. He travels around the villages of Judea, confounding the elders of the synagogues, gaining support of the people through his teaching, his signs, and his wonders. It is also the time of Passover. The Romans will be on guard for any disturbance that might threaten the Roman order. They will be ruthless and without mercy in suppressing it. Even the governor, Pontius Pilate, leaves his comfortable villas in Caesarea to be in Jerusalem during the Jewish Passover. The Jewish Sanhedrin have gathered in council. Caiaphas, the high priest, says to the council, "It is better for you that one man should die instead of the people, so that the whole nation may not perish." In the Carpathian Mountains, in a snowstorm, pinned down by a fallen tree, George and Ulrich talk. As they talk, they resolve the old dispute. Then they begin to call out for their search parties, knowing that one of them will come to their rescue. In time, they hear the sound of an approaching party, and Ulrich strains to catch a glimpse of who has arrived. When he sees clearly, he reacts with quiet surprise. It is not the search party they are expecting. It is a pack of wolves. In the gospel today, we are again invited to imagine ourselves as witnesses to the passion and death of Christ. We sit with the apostles and Jesus at the Last Supper. We experience the first Eucharist as we share the bread and wine delivered to us from Christ's own hands. We listen to Peter and add our voices to the other disciples as we vow never to deny Christ. We watch as Judas betrays Jesus to the authorities. We sit by the fire outside of Caiaphas' house. We deny knowing Jesus because we are afraid. We are present as Pilate, the Jewish leaders, and the crowd debate the fate of Jesus. We hear Jesus condemned. Then we follow Jesus as he carries his cross to the place of crucifixion. We watch as Jesus dies. We return home to consider what has happened. H.H. Munro's The Interlopers concerns two characters who are overtaken by events that are beyond their control. They feud over land, forests, and the things that inhabit forests. They miss the irony that they are not in control of these things, but are only participants in something much larger and more powerful than they are. The readings today bring us to the realization that we too are participants in something much larger than we are individually. The God who loves us demonstrates his willingness to be part of us as a human being. He demonstrates his love by sacrificing the most precious thing a human being possesses, his life. Today, God, in Jesus Christ, puts aside any fear, hesitation, or uncertainty that we might have about him and his care for his creation. We are overtaken by events beyond our control. We are saved. We are the beloved of Jesus Christ.